I'm about to show you a secret that has gotten me my C1 certificate in Spanish, as well as my B2 certificate in French, within just a few years. This is my top secret method that only you and I know about. And since you won't find this information anywhere else on the internet, I'll be sure to give you all the details so that you can start journaling your way to fluency. Alright, so the TRWF method. This is what it stands for. Translate, read, write, and forget. As stupid as this sounds, this method really does work. And I went through years of testing different approaches to see what would work best for language acquisition. And this is what I found. So let's dive into it. Number one is translate. This is the first step when you write out your journal entry. Sometimes I'll do this in my notes app, or I'll do it directly into the Google Translate website. Now we're gonna read it. And if pronunciation is a problem with the language you're learning, like for example, French pronunciation is a little bit weird for me. And so there are certain words that I don't know how to pronounce. So that's when we're gonna have Google read it to us first. And after Google reads it to us, we will then try and read it ourselves. Then we write. At this step, there's one thing I really like doing that you wouldn't guess, and it's reading the words as I write them. I don't know why, it just seems that when I do this, the words stick in my memory a lot easier. So while I'm writing, I'll say the words that I'm writing. And once I have the whole journal entry written, then it's time to read it again, but in your handwriting. Because the words are written in your own handwriting, you'll have to kind of look at them a little better, focus on them more as you read them. And also it'll be more personalized, so this will help with the acquisition of vocabulary. And bonus tip, if you really want to track your progress or even catch some errors that you're making, record yourself while you read the journal entry. Personally, I do this once a month just to track my progress, to see how quick I'm progressing. And the last step is simple. Forget. I put my journal down, I walk away, the method has done its job, and the rest is just up to my brain, whether it's going to remember the words or not. And if it doesn't, that's okay, because I'm going to write another journal entry tomorrow, and it will probably include some of those words again. The point is, this method is about acquisition. It's supposed to be easy and even enjoyable. And so I study when I study, and I acquire when I acquire. And this is a method that helps us acquire. And now I'd like to give you some tips that I have learned over the years journaling my way to fluency. But first, I got a question. Do you feel like you're progressing fast enough in English? Because I know how it feels whenever, you try speaking to a native and you embarrass yourself. It sucks. And that's why I'm proud to be a partner of Italki. If you go to the description, you'll be able to get $10 off of a tutor session with Italki. All you have to do is sign up, schedule your tutor session within 48 hours, and you'll get a free $10. This is Italki's way of saying thank you for being my subscriber. Moving on, journaling tips. So now you know how this method is applied. What I want to do now is tell you how you can stay motivated and keep applying it. So tip number one, get yourself a beautiful journal. Seriously, this is important. I mean, my first journal was one of those like black and white ones that, everybody's seen these. And it was so ugly and uninspiring that I just wanted to put it in my desk and forget about it. Ever since then, I've made sure to get a beautiful journal, something that I look at and say, that is wonderful. I want to fill that up with words. Once you have a beautiful journal, get yourself a pen that is a pleasure to write with. Now, I used to love fountain pens, and I still do to some degree. However, the skipping, the smearing stressed me out. And so now I just use a Pilot G2. And trust me, taking anything out of this process that will get you frustrated is a good thing to do. So I use a Pilot G2. You know, it's reliable. It doesn't smear. It always works, you know? So that's what I'd recommend. And when it comes to how long you should make your journal entries, I'd say that's totally up to you. However, I do between half a page and a page a day. I think anything more than that would just be a little bit too much for me, and it would make it less of a meditation and more of a chore, like washing the dishes. And a lot of people have asked me what we're supposed to write about in our journal, and that's completely up to you. Personally, I used to always write about what was happening in my life, so I would document the events of my life. However, these days, I prefer to document my thoughts. So I'll usually take about 5 to 10 minutes and just think, try and be a little introspective. And whatever I come up with, I'll write it down. And that's what I do now. However, if you're a beginner in a language, there's not a whole lot you'll be able to understand. Obviously, Google Translate can help you write something way too complex, but you need to be able to understand it, even if it's just 60 to 70%. So write about whatever you want, but try and make it as basic or as advanced as your level allows. Well, that's it, friend. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you're going to try this method out. It was a real pleasure seeing you again, and I've been so proud hearing about all of your progress. Like the video and subscribe for more. Have an incredible week. Goodbye.